Hello, my friends, and welcome. Happy Thursday from Lynn at EJG'S. We are so happy to have you here with us today. Let me switch us around. Yesterday we had kind of a situation with our internet. It was a total freezing on Facebook, freezing on YouTube.
We had a false start also.
Had a false start, so we're here fresh as a daisy today on Thursday to share more new Pentart techniques. So welcome in. Say hello when you get here. Let us know where you're watching from. And let us know what you think of these new products if you've gotten any of them yet. We are a little brick and mortar shop here in Medina, New York, halfway between Buffalo and Rochester. Stop by if you happen to be in the area. We would love to meet you in person. You can also find us at lnjgoods.com and on all of our socials, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. YouTube, we stream live twice a week. This just happens to be our second. We've had a messed up week because we've been out of town. So I am just glad you're here.
Don't forget to join our free insider group if you're not there. That's like the best place to be.
That's on YouTube.
It's pinned. It's the pinned comment on Facebook. You can find a link to it there. You just request to join. It's also linked in the description on YouTube.
Yeah, Megan's here with us today behind the scenes. So yeah, we had a couple of great days in Ohio. We did a wonderful retreat there, and now we're back home and ready to get into it again.
Yes.
So let me switch that camera down. I'm going to take you for a ride for just a second. You're going to see, woo, here we go. Now, let's see what we have been working on starting last week. Let me get this lined up a little better, and because otherwise it will literally drive me crazy. So thank you for bearing with me for a second. There we go. That's a little bit better. All right. Praying I don't bump it. Okay, so last week we talked about these wonderful new Pentart products that and we're featuring a few different products every week, and ultimately want to culminate in furniture product, because that's what I'm most excited about with all of the stuff here. So this is what we did last week. We used the cracking plaster. Okay, this is cracking plaster. And each of these is identified by this Pentacolor wall decor. And I'm going to explain why it's wall decor and furniture decor in a bit. And this is the cracking plaster. Okay, comes in 2 sizes. We can also get it in even bigger sizes, which I think I'm going to need the even bigger size for me. So we had already laid a base for each of these pieces here. We did them together last week. And I want you to see how different it is than the cracking paste. They are wider, bigger cracks, just like would be appropriate on a wall. You wouldn't want teeny tiny little cracks on here, right? And also the cracking paste and the loft plaster and the spackle paste are all loft spackle and
structure
plaster are all formulated specifically for walls and decor, because they're very lightweight, airy, fluffy, lofty, and those are all things we want to put on a t-shirt. We said. All right, so that's why they're different than anything else that Pentart has out there. And I think they do cracking and crackles the very best of anything I've ever seen. So I'm excited about this. Now, we had already, last week I shared how we did an inlay over the cracking plaster and then added some aging and so forth. But isn't that beautiful? This is beautiful. It has such a great old look to it. I want to do like 3 of these to hang together. I think they'd be beautiful.
That's the Portofino inlay.
It is the Portofino inlay, yes. Then we practiced some over. This was like paint, and I think there's some IOD transfers under there, and we just kind of put it on randomly here, and that's what we have. So we're gonna play with the metallic lasers on this as well. We did this piece, which was the top of, I don't know, a furniture piece maybe, but I love the shape of it. And we did this cracking plaster together. Then I went ahead and I added our Felicity molds here. And then we added the Victoria letters here. Just a very quick little sidebar about the Victoria letters. That is a mold that is going out of stock. It's going to be discontinued. It will no longer be produced by IOD. So I would encourage you, if you don't have it, get it. It's a wonderful typography. It's got little branchy, viney things. I've used this so many times on garden type things or on Halloween. This looks really twiggy and fallish. It can be used in so many ways. And then what I do is I'll pour all of that, all of my resin into my mold, scrape it back so that I'm filling all the letters. And then I keep a little bead box to keep them all for whenever I need them. So that's pretty cool. Just wanted you to be aware of that. Because once it's gone, it's gone. And so we glued all of these castings in place. We're going to work with the lasers with this as well. Then is this piece, which gave me a little bit of a headache. Remember, felt like it was kind of crooked, and I had all kinds of issues going on. So I did a few things to kind of compensate for some of the mistakes that I made. When I decoupaged my piece down, I knew that I was going to use the Vivarium stencil. That's our EJG'S Vivarium stencil over top of this decoupage queen rice paper. This is called Tuscan Villa. But what I did is I put that down, and what I should have done is I should have traced out the area where I wanted the decoupage paper to show, and then what it did is it came up beyond here. So I've done a few things to this. I don't know if you can see that. I have added, and I will continue to add with you guys, some other paint colors to this to show you how paint goes over this. And I really wanted to create another really old world, old style look to this. One of the other ways that I wanted to kind of fool the eye, and I don't know if you can see it, but I took the Decoupage Queen Quatrefoil stencil, and I used the structure plaster to just put some random, not entirely random, but I wanted to kind of balance this out a little bit to hopefully draw from that unevenness. So I have a few little areas of that. These are totally going to show up as we apply our lasers. So why don't we get started? I'm using, this is Fusion's Victorian lace, and I think I left our JRV plaster paint in the sink.
Do you mind if I take a minute to let people know where they can find things before you start listing anything else?
I'm just going to go ahead and take a scruffy old brush, and I'm really kind of dry brushing just to add some other color to this. I don't want that paint to sink too much into the cracks. because we want those to show up a little bit later.
Do you need me to get that paint for you before I
talk
about that?
Yeah, could you?
Okay.
So I use Victorian lace because it's a little bit of it's an off-white and it's kind of pretty. And it gives me a really, I'm going to use this along with the color of the cracking plaster. And then I'm going to add some other color to this. We really want a very decayed look to this, all right? So, and we're going to begin to see some of this revealed. Let's talk about how with this, truly, I could go right over this with my lasers and get some good blendability, and I should be able to work with that well with this. Where with the cracking paste, it tends to be a little more, I don't want to say porous, but it absorbs those pigments quicker and faster, so it doesn't go on as evenly. I usually, with the paste, I would have to put a top coat over it and then use my antiquing gels or waxes. So with this, it is nicely workable with the lasers and glazes right over top of the cracking plaster, which is wonderful. So I'm just going to add just a little bit here. I don't need to. This is just our sample piece. But this is the JRV Cottage Colors. We just released those this week. If you have not checked those out, I did a video on YouTube showing how I used all 5 colors on metal. And this has a built-in top coat as well. And it, it's so lovely. And I liked the way that, I liked the color of it on here as a little bit of a background. So I'm gonna just use some of this, and again I'm just gonna randomly kind of brush that on just to give me a little more depth and dimension, and then we'll let that dry. Go ahead, Megan.
Okay, you can find everything Mom is using today in a collection I created. It has the same name as today's live and the same date as today's live. It's linked in the description up above if you're watching on Facebook, down below if you're watching on YouTube, or you can go to EJG'S.com and look for the menu item featured on our live tutorials. If you are watching on a mobile device, you'll look for the 3 little lines up in the left-hand corner of your page. Click on that and look for that menu item. If you're watching on a computer, it's going to be right at the top of your page. And if you have any questions, you can email me, info@lnjgoods.com, or just call the shop. The phone number is there on the website, lnjgoods.com.
Beautiful. That was quick and easy.
I think so.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
Yes. So let me put the lids back on these so I don't have a mishap. Of course I'll have a mishap.
Please don't.
Because that is just the nature of me.
I'd like to do a live all about those paints too.
About mishaps?
No, about the cottage colors.
You know what you could also do for me, Megan?
I can't imagine.
Left my little water bucket back there that I had filled for our...
I need to get a walkie-talkie for Augie.
I know, seriously, right? We could text him. Augie's in the background packing orders and learning all the things to do with our orders going out. Okay, so we'll let this dry a bit, and in fact, I'm going to give it a very quick little blast.
Augie has an art show tomorrow.
He does, I know.
It's exciting.
I mean, it dries that quickly. I hope we have some folks joining us today.
Yes, lots of
Good.
friends are here.
All right. Now, the other feature that I wanted to share with you about these wall decor products, wall and furniture and decor products, is that you can easily sand them. You can knock back any hard surfaces or give it a smoother finish along edges. And I love that. I just love that we have that feature. It's going to, even though I want my piece to look like it's rather destroyed and aged and so forth, I do want to have a somewhat smooth area, like especially on my stencil here, to apply those lasers.
Why are they called lasers?
I don't know. Okay, and then here where I had applied the modeling or the structure plaster, I can smooth that out a little bit. Oh, that feels good. And it's just going to knock back any sharp edges or hard edges that might otherwise not feel so good to your fingers if you were to rub over them. And it still remains that beautiful textured effect, but it just smooths out that surface just a touch. Gosh, I love these. So they dry to a super hard and durable finish, but they're extremely lightweight. Okay.
Such a cool texture.
It's so great. I'm so excited to begin to add the lasers. Okay, that feels pretty good. All right, so we'll set that aside to dry. We're going to start on a practice board because that is what we do when we're using new products.
Hold on one second. August. You probably can't hear me. Lots of people are asking what kind of art he does, and I would love for him to answer that.
Could he come up here and explain?
Yes, he won't. I'm sure he won't go on camera. But
oh no, that's
he'll
okay.
come answer.
August is graduating in a few weeks with his graphic arts degree. I'm going to take some of these out and show you the colors that we decided on that we're going to use.
But everyone's asking what kind of art you do, so can you just answer that question? Okay, they should be able to hear you on my mic. So what kind of art do you do?
So one of my pieces in the show is a sculpture I did. It's made of bronze. It's two monkey statues. And then the second piece I have is a King of Kaiju editorial that I made for a class that I redesigned. And I made a giant 30 by 50 printout of it, and it's displayed in the art museum.
So what were those two classes?
The sculpture one was sculpture and metal, and then the other one was typography 2 for my graphic design stuff.
And what will your degree be in? Because that will be the next question.
Graphic design.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Og.
Yep.
For indulging us.
So I'm getting out my colors. Here. I'm getting out my colors to show you, and we actually have more coming in, so there will be lots more to explore as well. Once I started using this, of course, I was a little conservative, but then once I got this and started using it, I was like, oh my gosh, I need everything in this product. So we have metallic lasers, and there's also There's also just wall lasers, which are or antique lasers, which are kind of like the antiquing gel, but we have a different variety of colors with those. And I know there's rust laser or rust antiquing lasers. There's all those, and we're going to be getting all of those.
To be continued.
To be continued.
You can show his business card if you want.
This is August.
He designed his business card. That was one of his projects.
He just got these today. Walked over to the print shop to pick them up.
But it has a cool texture. He's
really
doing texture too.
Awesome. Augie is doing texture. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. So what do you say we try out these colors on our practice board? These are new products. They're new products to me. So I've done lots of different practices. Now we're going to practice together because when you're using a new product, you always want to make sure that you try on a practice board. Run a little scrap of something. If you're doing a big project like I did with the vivarium stencil, I would, so that I could kind of play around with my colors and decide what colors I want to use before I put them on here. What I would do is I would just go on and I would, on that practice board, kind of get an idea of what the colors are looking like for me. And that is going to give me some freedom to play, but not play on my final piece.
Okay, some questions.
Yes.
Okay, she's saying lasers. It's spelled Lasur. And someone else just said, I'm sorry, but what are lasers?
This is what we're doing right now. They are an antiquing medium that comes in metallics and matte finishes that are designed to be used with these products here.
I can actually read the description.
Yeah, go ahead, Megan.
That might be helpful, right?
They're water-based, so I can work with them on here to create some different effects.
Let's see.
And again, we're going for that crusty, aged kind of a look. This one is called Bronze.
Okay, here's the description. A gel-like material that is easy to apply and spread on the prepared surface with a brush, sponge, or paint roller. Wall lasers, when combined with each other or with wall paints, result in surfaces with a variety of color shades and are suitable as background colors and for highlighting patterns. Lasers can be wiped off or blended during application. Once dry, the decorated surface becomes water repellent.
Oh.
Dilution with water up to 10%.
Which is what I'm doing when I dip my brush into this water and then into the product. It's to thin it out just a touch, 10%, and that's because of those pigments. You don't want those pigments to separate.
And total drying time is 12 hours, because I know people will ask that.
Because it's a more durable product, that's why there's a longer drying time.
Look how pretty.
Okay, so you can do so many different things with these. You can allow it to just go right down into the cracks. You can wipe it back. You can tap it on. This is just the Loft spackle up there. Okay, so that is called, I think this is Bronze. This is Fire Gold, I'm pretty sure. Yes, this is Fire Gold and then Bronze. I know that I'm going to use those two because they kind of go so well with the project that we're doing. This one is called Antique Copper. But because it's a more durable and then a waterproof finish, there is going to be a little cure time to it. And we appreciate that because we want to make sure that we have the best most durable result. So again, I am mixing my brush that has a little bit of water. That's what I'm using to dip into my laser. Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Plus, you don't want to dilute it too much because you lose that beautiful pigment and metallic. Oh my goodness. So you have some control over how these go on. And I'm sure it's probably a little hard to see here, but boy, there is some shimmer to that. It catches the light in just a certain way. And boy, is that pretty. Mm-hmm. So you can apply these also, like Megan said, with a roller. You can apply them with a sea sponge to get some cool effects. So a soft cloth. Yeah, we're going to use this.
There
bronze.
are different sizes of these products. Right now we're just carrying the 150 milliliter. If there is interest, it does come also in the 500 milliliter size. Can you use these with other Pentart cracking mediums, or is it specific to these wall products?
Oh, no, of course you can. Yes, you can use these, other than with the fine line crackle, okay, because these are water-based. You don't want to use these on your fine line crackle that has not been sealed already with a solvent-based finish.
Melissa asked if you could hold one up to the camera so you can see the label, and just do it slowly because that way because sometimes it goes out of focus. I'll give you a link to one too, Melissa, that way, because the label's pretty clear on when you look at it on the website.
Do we see that?
Oh, hold on, because I'm on a delay. Let me see.
There it is.
Can you, like, right now it looks blurry to me, but maybe it focuses in. Can you see on here if it's focused?
It looks focused.
Oh, there we go.
Yep.
Focused in. Yep, there you go.
Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you.
That whole description I read and the label is really nice and clear on the website.
Look at that. Oh my gosh, that is beautiful. It's going to take just a second to get back down here. Let me come down just.
Look who's here. It's Margaritaville.
Hey, Joe. How are you? Our friend.
Colleen says, after this dried, it'd be cool to stamp images over the top. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Karen says laser means stain or glaze.
Well,
Mom
look
and I
at
were
that.
wondering.
Thank you so much, Karen. Okay, so there it is. We're going on with that straight gold. Okay, we can leave it, or we can create a little transparency. Oh my gosh. Wow. Look at that. These colors are gorgeous together. Every one of them. Look at those, you guys. Oh, so pretty. Let's do a couple of fancier colors here. It's not going to look right on this, but see now by doing this, I know that I want to use the gold, the antique bronze. I want to use the fire gold. I think there's a copper. Is the copper coming or?
Red copper
should
be coming in the next order.
Man, that red copper is so beautiful. But it's okay. We'll take it slow, you guys. And nope, that's my bronze. We're just going to take this slow and easy. This one is silver. Oh my gosh, they are so highly pigmented. Oh my gosh. And they're like a gel, which is so cool. I just wet my brush. Let's put some of this up here. Again, these don't all go together, but I do want you to see the effect that you can get. So you can roll that, you can just brush that straight on. or you can wipe it back for a very subtle effect. Oh my word. And it's just shimmer. Can you see it shimmer? I can see it in the light now. Let me know if you see that gold shimmering. See that?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the silver.
Can you use this with IOD transfers?
Yeah.
I would imagine because it has like
It's
a
water-based.
top coat. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's water-based.
Does it come in a shade of green? There's like a green silver, right?
There's a green silver. There's also, it's called, well, this is blue gold. I think there's a green, is there a green silver or green
I thought
gold
there was a green
coming?
silver. Do we not have
That's
that?
just silver. I don't know if we do.
If we don't have it now, it's coming.
Oh, yeah, this is green silver. I just used it.
That,
But we
oh,
also
this-
have a regular silver. Yeah. Here's the regular silver. That was green silver. And now I can see those greenish tones in there. See that, you guys? Oh, so pretty. Then this is the regular silver.
Billy says, I even like the combination of the colors together. Something stamped over the top would be very pretty.
It would be so pretty. I'm just going to use what's on the lid here and wipe it on. I mean, look at, you could even just over the surface,
Wow.
like look
Just
at that.
straight up.
Yeah, like how pretty. So it's for you to just play with as
Would
you
you
like.
ever mix this with, let's say, DIY or Pentart paint?
What do you mean by mix with it? I wouldn't combine it in this. I wouldn't mix this, like mix it together with DIY paint. You could try it. I mean, I guess I'm open to say, hey, whatever, just try whatever you want. I don't know.
Karen says, are you supposed to thin with water or apply full strength or either? It says you can dilute up to 10% with water.
Yep.
So Mom was diluting just with a little bit of water in the beginning, but you see that she also just put it on full strength, and that's really cool too.
Yep. And look see how it kind of went down into those cracks, those big cracks right there. So
Did you use this one yet?
Not yet.
Oh, I'm dying to see that, of course.
Me too.
Shocker.
So this one is called Blue Gold. Let's open up this one. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yes, Billy. She's saying with fairy stamps and fairy houses and dragonflies with these as a background. Great idea.
Look at
What
that.
a great idea, Billy. I'm just picturing even like Hidden Hollow somehow in the mix.
Oh my gosh. It could be total just fantasy-ish. Look at that blue.
You showed me something that someone made, like was it a christening plaque or something? That was
Oh
so
my
beautiful.
gosh.
But
Joanne Sykes.
something like that style, but with like these whimsical like things, metallics laying over those molds, you know?
Like if you're a fan of, that fairy fantasy
Yes,
kind
look
of,
so cool.
unicorns and rainbows and all of that would be beautiful,
Oh yes.
wouldn't it?
But even just like, the toadstool mold and that Hidden Hollow.
Oh my
and
gosh.
all of that, but all just like a mix of
Oh,
these
when that
colors
red
over the
copper
top.
comes, when the red copper
Yes.
comes on the toadstool mold.
Like you wouldn't even have to specifically paint each item, just like all of this like different blend of colors washed over the top.
I know.
Could be very cool. Great idea, Billy.
So it dries pretty quickly.
Yes, Karen said you could thin them down to make them almost like a watercolor paint for fairies, butterflies.
However, we don't want
10%.
10% with
Yes.
water. These are not meant to be highly diluted because the pigments are going to separate.
Yep. It says
and the metals are going to separate.
specifically up to 10%.
Like if I wanted to use an actual metallic watercolor, I would purchase a metallic watercolor.
Yeah.
Because
Look
they
at
are
that.
formulated to use for that purpose.
Oh my gosh, this color. Look at like it's almost like fluffy in a way.
That's what I'm saying about all of this. It's amazing.
Okay, can you put it on raw wood or metal?
I believe you could use it over raw wood. However, the effect could soak in and be minimized. I think what you would want to always, well, you know what? Let's try it. We'll try it in a minute. How about that?
That's a good question. I've always used distilled water to thin because of the minerals in my spring water. Do you think that matters much? I mean, if that's always the practice that you've used because you have really hard water or really soft water, I mean, I would probably stick with that practice if you notice a difference.
All right, guys.
Don't you think, Mom?
I am going to use this right over my molds here.
Wow.
Let's just see. Now on my molds, I should tell you that I actually went over this with a varnish. I think I used top coat, like Fusion over top of this. I might need some more water.
On YouTube, you're frozen. So if you're on YouTube and you can hear me, try Facebook. It seems to be still working well there.
Why is this happening? Megan, could you please get me some
Hold on, I just
more
want to let them know.
Yeah. So pretty.
Otherwise, you'll post the finished video here later, right, on YouTube, Mom?
I can, yeah.
Okay.
Or I'll probably edit it.
I'm just going to say the finished video so that they know that they can at least look for it later. If they can't, some people might not have a Facebook or be able to hop over there.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Yes, YouTube, it does seem to be frozen. Some people's YouTube is fine.
Did they try going out and coming back in?
I'm going to try that to see if it works for me.
Hey, August.
Yeah.
Could you do me a favor, please? Would you
yeah, that
rinse it
for
out
me.
and get me some fresh, and same with this?
Fresh water.
Fresh water.
Oh, no, it started freezing again.
Yeah, I'm just not sure what all of that is about. This is pretty. So I can let that kind of settle right down into those crackaroonies. Augie's getting me some fresh water. This is Pearl Rose. Oh, so pretty. And I can just see that shimmer. So I think for the rest of this, I'm going to actually, but look how pigmented. It's got a lot of pigment in it. So I'm going to just pop a little bit of this down along the bottom here. Almost make it look like it's little flowers. And then later we're going to let this dry and then come in with our umber. But oh my gosh, I'm almost making like little watercolory looking, not water, I don't want to say watercolor. I don't want to say that. These almost look like roses that I'm adding just with my brush. Thank you, August. It's like the suggestion of roses in the background. Oh, I love that look. Okay, and that's got a little shimmer to it. So pretty.
Lovely.
So pretty, that color. Okay.
So wouldn't you say that's diluted a bit more than 10% once you
It
start?
is. It is. And what I can see is I'm not seeing, like, the shimmer is very much minimized.
And if that happens, would you recommend then you would need to seal it? Because you can't necessarily say that it's sealed properly if
Yes,
you're diluting
exactly.
it more than 10%.
So yeah, you can play around with the, different techniques with this. Just know that if it's not according to the instructions that are on the container, the recommended use, you are going to probably have to think about the other things that you might have to do, like sealing. If you dilute this, it might diminish the shimmer, but it also might diminish the stability of the product.
Like I almost want
And
you to
pigments.
put it back on there so we can see it shimmer properly.
Well, I did. Oh no, I didn't over there. But, well, I can just show you. Somebody wanted to know if you can use it on raw wood.
Yes.
Well, this is pretty much raw wood. I mean, I think it's, so much is going to depend on what kind of wood it is and all of that, It's very gel-like. So there it is. I don't know that, well, this also has a sealer on it, a varnish on it, so.
It says spread on a prepared surface.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think if I were, that's something you would just have to sample and try. I wasn't prepared to do that today as far as with kind of raw wood, so. All right, let's let this be put aside a little bit.
You want me to set it over here?
I got it right here.
Okay.
And then let's bring back this lady here.
The Tuscan Villa.
The Tuscan Villa. I'm going to start with the antiquing gel.
That's just umber antiquing gel.
And I just want that to really get down into those cracks. I don't want to spread so much that.
Let's just do a reminder of what this surface is here underneath.
This is cracking plaster.
And the cracking plaster primer underneath
Yes,
that.
and then I also did some,
Loft spackle.
There's
right?
no, well, my original board, but for the purposes of this,
Okay.
it's the spackle, structure plaster
Yes.
is here, and that's what I did through a stencil to create
Oh, that's right.
that quatrefoil. Oh my gosh, you guys.
So there is a green silver, Catherine. Let me check out the full.
This is the green silver right here.
Everyone's wanting like a proper green. Let me just see.
Oh, I know. And I don't know that there is
I'm gonna look. And welcome, Rachel. It's her first time ever on Facebook and watching a
Hi,
live.
Rachel.
Welcome. Did you come here because YouTube was frozen? Let me just see if there's a greener green.
Oh my gosh, is this giving a great? Look at that. Look at those cracks. Oh! Oh, FYI, I coated this decoupage paper with a varnish as well.
Okay.
Wow, wow, wow. Look at that finish on there.
So there's a blue gold. You showed that, right? Mm-hmm. Green silver. Showed that. There's a patina. Oh, nope, that's the antique. I don't see a more metallic green. But there is a patina, an antique patina green, which I'm sure that we will get. But nope, the green silver is the most metallic of the greens.
Oh my word. This is fantastic. Look at the light.
However, I would imagine you could mix like the blue gold and that gold, Mom, and make a green.
Maybe. I don't know. I'd have to.
But I think you could play with that because this is a pretty yellow and that's pretty blue.
Mm-hmm. But remember, you can also probably change these with some pigment powders.
For sure.
If you wanted to.
But I can't see why you wouldn't be able to mix them.
Well, I don't know until
Well, I mean, you did mix them there, kind of, like by overlapping.
Yeah. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, you guys, this is going to begin to really take shape some more in a minute. But I can really wipe that away. To give it the degree of grunge that I want to give it.
They want you to try mixing.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Just a little bit on your practice board.
It's that silver that might.
No, not the silver.
No,
the blue gold and the
blue
yellow.
Blue gold and green silver.
No.
Oh, the blue and the gold.
Gold and the gold, yeah.
Oh.
Mixing those
two.
two.
I see what you're saying. Yes.
Yeah. Marianne said she heard that YouTube was having a lot of issues. It's not just us.
Oh, great.
Well, I mean, it's nice to know that it's not
like
just us.
I know, but it's like, oh, just when we're having live, Facebook is
when
eliminating
we're, like,
our lives, and
And today we were on our game, but it's okay. We'll be able to put a video over there today for the people that can't come to Facebook, and we're very thankful for those of you that did hop over here to watch.
Okay, I am going to just get.
Colleen says, I like it with a darker tint in the corners.
Mm-hmm. And that's going to change even a little bit more. Like I said, I put a sealer over my rice paper a couple days ago. So I can kind of move this around a little easier on that paper. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. And then I'm thinking, like, because all that texture is behind here, too. Like, look at, if I kind of sand that back, I can really create some cool...
Mom may have said so already, but that is the vivarium stencil And the name of this Decoupage Queen stencil, remind me, it was something I wasn't familiar.
Quatrefoil.
Quatrefoil, thank you.
Okay, so say we wanted to just make this a little whiter here. We can go over the Loft Plaster and pull up any of those, pull some white, and it's going to instantly give it some highlight too. But I also went over this, and we might do something with that in a bit. Remember our idea, look at that, when I sand over this, it's picking up like the texture and the grunge. See that, guys? That is a really neat effect. So neat. Okay, that's good. All right, let's try. I'm going to dry this real quick. And we're going to put some umber over this. And don't forget, you can always come back in. You can use your Fusion Mineral Paints. You can use your Debbie's DIY. You can use watercolors. You can come back in with any other paints, your Pentart chalkies, any of those. But now I really want to add some depth in here. Oh, good gracious. Whoops. Guess Shirley didn't get that one glued down quite enough.
What are we using for glue today?
Type on Quick and Thick, but you got to make sure you have enough of it on there. On my letters, I applied some bonding primer. It dried pretty quickly.
Yeah.
On there. I mean, I still have that pink very subtly in the background. Oh my, this is beautiful. It really is. And once it dries, you can then, layer additional color or intensify what you already have on there. This is so Ellen J. Goodsy right here.
Okay, Karen asks, when did you put on the bonding primer? Before the dark paint, and why?
I put the bonding primer on when we applied these letters here.
Just on the molds because they're resin?
Yes.
And resin's such a smooth surface. The bonding primer really helps the paint adhere. Anything adhere.
I'm really digging the way that I knocked my leaves off. I knocked that off. All right, we got to get those glued back on there. But look at how pretty. So simple, so pretty. I would probably even touch those. Let's see if we dry brush a little bit of this white. Just over the surface. Every bit of layer and texture is going to make your piece complete. Again, you might not think it looks like it made much of a difference, but I'm telling you, it does. Now that is fantastic.
Okay, I'm just going to give a little reminder of where everyone can find the product list because I'm getting some questions. Kelly, I agree this would be a great sign and theme for a nursery. And so would the one that we were talking about with like the fairies.
Oh, yeah.
And all the different lasers would be also very cute. So I'll quickly answer your question, Gail. The product she used for the crackle is the new Pentart cracking plaster wall decor and cracking plaster primer. But you can find all of these things because I know there's a lot of things that she was playing with today. There's a supply list. You can find that supply list linked in the description up above. Most of you are watching on Facebook right now, but if you are watching on YouTube, you can also find it in the description linked below on YouTube. You can find it on EJG'S.com. The supply list will have the same name as this live, and it will be dated today's date. You look for the menu item featured on our live tutorials. If you're on a computer, you're going to look up at the top of our website for that menu item. If you're on a mobile device, you'll look over to the left-hand side of your screen. There'll be 3 lines. Click there. Look for the menu item featured on our live tutorials. You can also email me, info@lnjgoods.com, or call the shop. That phone number is right on our website as well. Gail asks, how is this different from other Crackle products? Well, there's so many, Gail. But these specific ones for the wall, I think Mom was saying earlier in the video, are more lightweight. Is it the
They're very
easiest way?
lightweight. They have air kind of worked into them so that they're lofty and again, lightweight for specifically for furniture and wall decor. But you can see, Gail, if you look at this, look at how big these cracks are. They're much more expansive. The spacing between the cracks is scaled more for larger surface areas. Now I'm just using that straight laser gold on here. They are jelly, they're gel, they're highly pigmented, but they do have a transparency to them. So you're not going to get, like when we use our pigment fix and we do our favorite gold paint, you're not going to get that kind of depth and opacity that you can get with those, with the pigment fix and metallic pigments.
So Sandra asks, if you put some of your rock hard top coat on a piece like that, could you use it outdoors? I would imagine
Sure,
so.
yeah.
Rock hard is marine grade.
Yep. Definitely.
So if you could put it on a sailboat
Look
and
at that. Oh,
set it out to sea, I would imagine you could
sure can.
put it outside.
Sure can. Okay, you guys still with me? Shall we work on our Tuscan piece some more?
Well, hey there, Barbara Fife. Long time no
my
see
gosh!
indeed. We missed
It's
you.
Barbara.
How are you?
How are things in Texas?
Karen said, thank you. Let's do a class. I know. I swear we could do a crackle class every week. And now we have these.
Yeah.
We do need to, once we have, we don't have our group set up quite yet, right, for a spring camp?
No.
But once we have that set up, we're thinking about those of you who are coming to spring camp doing an add-on day, an all about crackle add-on day for anybody who's also staying into Monday who might be interested in doing that. Or anybody local. Anybody local. Perhaps adding like an all about crackle day the Monday after our spring camp.
It wouldn't be an all-day thing? But...
No. It could be.
Yeah,
it could probably be a 3-day thing. But yeah, we may do that.
I mean, look at this, you guys. Oh, I'm going to get some of this.
I agree, Rachel. She says this kind of crackle is more realistic for this kind of art. Oh my gosh, Mom, that's so
Absolutely,
pretty.
it is, Rachel. And it's also, let's think about this, when you want to do those deeply textured things, this is the way to go, right? Take it. Oh, no. Let's get a little antique copper. I think I put the wrong lid on that. Bronze. This is copper. Let's bring a little bit of that orangey copper in here. Oh, you guys. And I am definitely getting some shimmer here. Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Beautiful.
So you can control the depth of your lasers. You can add more. You can layer. And let's see, that's the bronze. It's like, oh, maybe I'm getting too many colors here.
I know it's just hard to not want to try them all.
I know, right?
Grandma's doing really well, Barbara. Was not feeling well for a minute, but every day, a couple months ago she was in the hospital, but she has been really getting better every day. Just today she went back to volunteer at the MAC. Mm-hmm. And she had a really great day.
Okay, so now I'm using these to create some depth around my frame.
Carolyn just made a story about this. She says, This is a building that no longer exists, but someone had a photo of it and saved a piece of the wall and made a memory of the existence of this beautiful villa.
I love that.
What a great idea.
I love that. I mean, you know, I would love to add an IOD conservatory.
Well,
mold.
you can.
Yep. But look at all of those wonderful.
It's like I almost want something in here to like lighten it up, or you know, to
There
show
will
that
be.
more.
There will be. I'm not done yet.
Of course not. I know.
Of course not. So there's a little bit
Like
of
I
copper.
think about that glow we saw in the trees.
Oh my gosh.
On our way
on the way
home.
I know. So we use some copper. We use some. Oh, I'm going to do it again. We have some metallic bronze. I put the wrong lid on it. Good Lord.
Oh no.
All right.
Well, now we'll find out how if you can mix them.
Exactly. For sure. I know. Yeah, I know. That was so pretty, wasn't it? All right, let's get my sanding pad out again. And let's sand this back. I love how you can kind of look at this from different angles and see different things. I got blue on my hand, but oh well, whatever. All right, now let's take some of that gold.
Colleen says, tell me again what you would seal it all with. You don't have to seal it, right?
Nope, it's waterproof on its own, but if you put it outside, I would definitely want to seal this.
With rock hard.
Mm-hmm. Let's get a little dry brush of that gold onto. Well, I've used so many rags today.
I was just going to say, you really got a pile going there.
I got a big pile going. Let's see what happens. Sometimes I can't tell until I...
It's looking from my angle sitting over here. It's
Is it
so
shimmery?
So pretty. I wish that like I could film you from this.
Well, you can with your...
I guess I can, yeah. Because it's like really great.
Oh, and that just that subtle stenciling. It just reminds me of, like, you know, when you sand back, like if there's limestone and it kind of gets a little shimmer or shine to it, almost like milk paint, you know? That's what this is reminding me of. Lightly over the surface. I'm gonna pop that.
Yeah, I almost want you to like tip it for them.
I will.
Yeah, the gold just brought out the gold in the picture.
It did. Mm-hmm. Yep. It sure did.
Oh my goodness, Carolyn. She said, I would like to do this on my bedroom door because the room is Tuscan, and you could do a whole door like this.
Girl, we could order this in a large format
Yeah.
for you. You could have it even bigger.
because you can get the cracking plaster and the cracking primer in 1,000 milliliter.
But
size.
even this right here,
oh yeah,
the paper, we can order you a larger size.
Or if you didn't want to do the picture, if you're just talking about doing the technique on your door, you definitely could.
For sure. Yeah, that's what she meant.
Hi, Carol. She loves your project, Mom, Carol Beals.
Hi, Carol Beals. Okay, so now we're beginning to see.
I didn't even think about that, how cool that you could just do like a whole door.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a great project. Your head is popping in.
Oops, sorry. Woo! Sorry about that. Oh, wow. That's so cool.
Yes, it takes a little time to come, Carolyn. You just email us or call us and let us know, and we can order it for you. The large format just takes, it comes from Italy, so it takes a little time.
So again, you guys remember, this is a very decayed look. Even the vivarium does not play a starring role in this, but it's really, really cool.
But it is essential. Carolyn, we absolutely would love to. She said we could come out to California and stay with her and help her with the project.
Well, let's do it.
Let's do it, and we'll film the whole thing. How fun would that be?
I know, wouldn't it? Again, remember, you can come back in with your sanding pad. And that's it, guys. That's it. I don't say it's finished, because what I'll do is I will...
Well, you're going to put a conservatory label. And it's going to say, Carolyn's room, keep out.
Which, honest to goodness, I don't even mind this little pop of the blue.
I was going to say, I don't
kind of scrubbed in here and there.
Because of that.
See what I mean?
Because when it's mixed with the gold, it looks a little green, like
right
the green
there. Look at
there.
that mixed with that gold. That's what you wanted me to do, right?
But it works with the colors.
It does.
Oh my gosh. See?
There you go.
An artist never makes mistakes.
Nope.
Look at how perfectly that worked out.
You know what? I am
kidding
literally
me?
just picking up some of that spilled
From your rag pile.
from my rag pile on my
old rag
sandpaper.
pile.
Look at that. There's some of that blue. Oh!
At first it happened accidentally from your glove.
Yep.
But look at, and we wondered, could we mix it? Yes, we can mix it. Now we know. How,
Hi guys. Hi guys.
did you do that on accident too?
I did.
That's okay. It's time to finish up anyway.
It is time to finish up. But wow, wow, wow.
That was crazy.
That is crazy. Like you could totally do like a Pentart fine line crackle in here. You guys.
Oh my gosh.
You could do all the things.
Or even you could pour like a resin
Although
in there.
fine line crackle might be too much.
But
or
you
it
pour a
could be
resin.
as if you're looking out a
That's
window.
what I'm saying. You're already doing so many cool crackle. It could be really actually awesome.
It could be. You're right. So there you go.
And then you could enter it into the Guinness World Book of Records for the most crackled piece of all time.
Exactly. So look, you guys. Oh my gosh. So this makes me want to do. I know we got to finish. But yeah, I was like, do I have a little bit of that?
Are we going to do a part 3?
No, not on lasers, but there it is. There it is, you guys. Here is lasers and wall or cracking plaster, right?
I mean, I'm sure we'll be working with these again.
Here are all those colors we use. Look at that shimmer and shine. Look at that. And here is this wall panel. I definitely am digging this a lot. Oh my gosh, so many things we learned together today. And I just am so happy about this. I love it so much. You guys, I hope you enjoyed this little exploring techniques in the new Pentart wall products. This is great. I'm super excited about this.
Vicki would like to host us while we're in California
Perfect.
as well.
We'll
She
be
needs
there
our help.
next week. What are you going to do?
We would love to do a tour.
Yeah, right.
Email me info@lnjgoods.com.
All right, so folks, we will see you on Monday. I do have an edited video with some spring decoupage projects, a quick video that'll be coming to YouTube in the next few days, so watch for that. But until then, have fun.
And we will post this to YouTube as well.
Yes, yes,
Right?
Yes.
Since for those of you who can't hear us right now,
Yeah.
and it's for, well, actually, you can't hear us, but it'll be there.
okay.
Bye.
Take care, bye.